Welcome everybody. So I'm going to be talking about Magcargo. They are absolutely amazing now, thanks to some really important stat buffs and two amazing new abilities. So first thing I want to address before I get into literally anything else is the fact that yes, they have two abilities that summon the sun, and that is not nearly as because a lot of people's first thoughts when they see Drought and Sweltering Sun on the and yes. I don't know if you guys know the meme where the fucking character, like they edit like the manga to like say the name of the anime or the name of the manga rather. Sorry, that's such a funny meme. It's kind of like that. We're like, oh my god, they said the name of the hack. um, I named it this because I thought the alliteration was cute because I had Stormy Seas and Guarding Gale and then Sweltering Sun. It's like cute little alliteration. It's nice. But anyways, memes aside. These abilities do not overlap. People might think they do, and I don't blame you. But a lot of people are like, "But isn't Sweltering Sun just a better version of Drought?" Because what Sweltering Sun it is literally just it's desolate land. Okay, so it summons the harsh sunlight, which in Magcargo's case will last forever and completely destroys or negates water type moves. So that might sound like it's just strictly better than Drought, but I promise you it isn't. The most important reason being, Sweltering Sun goes away when you switch out. Okay, Sweltering Sun goes away when you switch out, and Drought stays. Also, more importantly, I buffed Heat Rock, all of the rocks to last. They add an extra 6 turns now. So when you have an ability that summons it, that gives you 11 full turns, which is plenty of turns for your team. So basically, what you're going to be using Sweltering Sun when you don't need Sun for your teammates, and then when you need Sun for your teammates, you run Drought. It's simple as that. You have infinite ability castles, you switch between the two abilities. Yes, Drought doesn't make you immune to fire type moves. I'm aware. Yes, it doesn't last forever. I'm aware. But at the end of the day, Sweltering Sun goes away when you switch, and Drought does not, and that makes Drought invaluable if you want to run a Sun team. Not even a Sun team, just to like support your teammates. For example, maybe you want to run Weather Ball on your teammate because like the vast majority of special attackers in this hack get access to Weather Ball. Maybe you want to give them a Sun boosted fire type move. Maybe you want to make their Morning Sun heal more. Maybe you just want to run another fire type. Maybe you want to run another grass type with Growth or Solar Beam. Even if it's not a Sun boosting ability, it's still nice to have Solar Beam or Solar Blade or something. Maybe you just want to activate Solar Blade for coverage on another Pokemon. It's really something that you're going to want to be taking advantage of because Drought for your team is always an incredible thing, and it would feel really lame to have only Sweltering Sun and then you can't run Sun teams with Magcargo because it goes away when you switch out. So that's fucking lame. I don't like that. Yes, you could argue I could give it Solid Rock. Which is not even that great on it, honestly. I mean, it's good, but it's not like anything crazy. And you could argue I could give it. Only other ability I would maybe consider would be like Regenerator or something. That'd be pretty cool. Or Weak Armor, keeping Weak Armor. All of those are decent suggestions, but at the end of the day, I'd rather just have it be able to choose between permanent self-setting Sun. Basically, Sweltering Sun services Magcargo and Magcargo only, while Drought services your whole team. Okay, it's that simple. So Drought has a lot of utility as well, and there are tons of situations where Drought is genuinely just a better ability than Sweltering Sun. For example, not every trainer battle is going to have a Water type move. Not every water type move on the Pokemon's trainer's team is going to be something that your Magcargo has to fight anyways. Even if they do have a water type move or a water type, who says your Magcargo has to fight it? Maybe you want that Drought for your teammate and then you want to click eject button Drought. Now you get hit once and then you get automatically swapped back. Something like that. It's a better ability than people give it credit for compared to Sweltering Sun, excuse me. I would even argue that Drizzle is a better ability than Stormy Seas in the vast majority of cases, because Stormy Seas negates fire moves, which is not nearly as good of effect as Sweltering Sun negating water moves. However, the only non-legendary I can think of right now that's getting Stormy Seas is actually weak to fire, which is going to be really cool, so I love that. But yeah, okay, I hope that explains why it has both these abilities and why they are not as overlapping, because I know that's everybody's first assumption is everybody's going to think, oh, well, isn't this worse? It's not. I promise you it's not. Especially because of the ability capsules. Obviously, if ability capsules weren't regularly available, then yeah, I would be like, that's redundant as hell. But part of the design in this hack is that I've designed you to be switching between your abilities, not just switch from one and then keep it. I mean, genuinely swap between and choose the more optimal ability for that situation. So that's awesome. That being said, they do have some really important stat boosts. Magcargo and Slugma both have large special attack and special defense boosts, and then Slugma has a bit of a defense, and then Magcargo has some HP. So Magcargo has pretty solid bulk, 70, 120, 115, 115. It can run really nice assault vest sets. It also has tons of reliable recovery. It gets recover as a Slugma. When it evolves, it tries to learn Sediment, which is from shore up, so it'll give you the same effect as recover, but it'll also give you an extra it basically heals 2/3 in sand, which can also make Magcargo very useful in sand. I know that sounds very redundant when you have drought, but maybe you want to run sand, and then maybe your drought is getting overridden. I don't know. It's a very niche situation, especially because it's slow, so it's usually going to out-prioritize the other weather because it's slow, which is also a good thing about drought, by the way, is that it'll always override the other weather because it's slower. For example, if it goes against, I don't know, Polyhode or something, or pretty much all of the Drizzlemons, actually, it's going to get drought above those because of its slower speed stat. Sediment is just there just because it's for flavor. Also because maybe you want to teach recover for a little bit, and then you want to delete it. And then you can always bank on, okay, well, I'm going to learn Sediment in 10 levels anyway, so I don't need to keep recover this entire time for healing, which is nice. And then at level 48, you get Morning Sun, which is, I don't need to explain why that's amazing. That always heals you by 2/3 unless your drought is out. But with Sweltering Sun, that heals you no matter what, you'll be healing by 2/3. Because Sweltering Sun can only be overridden, I believe, by Stormy Seas, and the only non-legendary mon that will have Stormy Seas is one mon. And then Guardian Gale, I believe, rides it, which is more common. So yeah, that's that. Great ability. Okay. Sorry, great moves for healing. And yeah, Magcargo has great stats now, great HP. And yes, it is 4 times weak to water, and now it's immune. And oh my god, it's immune to a 4 times weakness, therefore it's the most overpowered Pokemon of all time. No. A lot of people just see the fact that a Pokemon is immune to a weakness, and they just instantly jump to the fact that that's extremely good, and it is good, especially for Magcargo. I mean, it's more of a necessity. It's just something that he really needed, Also, I don't think I need to explain the logic of why. It literally says right here, water is vaporized in contact, and the rain drops turn into steam. I considered giving Slugma something else, but Flame Body is ass, and I don't like that ability. Flash Fire is what I initially had planned, but I was like, you know what? Just let it run Sweltering Sun. Who cares? It's Slugma. It's literally a slug made of magma. I think that water vaporizing on it is not that far-fetched. So I ended up keeping Sweltering Sun because you'll be catching it in probably with Volcano Park anyway. So it's pretty nice to have that Sweltering Sun option. You won't be having it for Totem or Rockwind or anything. I would be pretty overpowered. Otherwise, I wouldn't. If you could get it before a Rockwind, I would not give it Sweltering Sun for sure. Yeah. So that's Slugma. Obviously, it's very strong. So that's another awesome thing. You do have access to Priority, Stab, and Ignite. So your low speed stat is really made up for by that Ignite priority, 45 base power, special fire type move. That's very, very nice. With your 50% boost from Drought or Sweltering Sun, you get a huge stab boost on that fire move, and it's really nice to have for sure. So yeah, your weaknesses. So now you are immune to water. So Fire Rock has some great resists. It is resistant to normal, ice, poison, fairy, flying, bug, and 4 times to fire. And now it's immune to water with Sweltering Sun. Obviously, that's not always going to be the case if you're running Drought, but for Sweltering Sun abilities, it is immune to water. And then it only has 3 weaknesses. One of them is a 4 times weakness to ground, which is kind of nasty, but it is what it is. And I think all of those resistances do make up for it. So this makes Magcargo a much better defensive, tanky Pokemon thanks to the ability. And Drought also does make it only a 2 times weakness to fire, water, which is nice. So that is pretty cool. I really do wish they made it. I don't know why they didn't make a Mega Magcargo in Gen and ORAS. I mean, I know it's not a Gen 3 Mon, but it's an honorary Gen 3 Mon in my opinion. I know a lot of people think Magcargo and Skarmory are Gen 3 Mons because they're barely available in Johto, and then they're pretty common in Hoenn. I also thought the same thing when I was a kid. I was like, oh yeah, it's Johto or Hoenn. Anyways, so yeah, great stats, great resistances, great traits. Assault Vest is great on it with that special defense stat. It's very, very tanky. Again, with the healing moves, it's amazing. Morning Sun being one of the best. It also has access to a lot of bulky setup moves, such as Stockpile, Swallow, and Spew Out. Stockpile gives you obviously +1 to both your defenses, up to a maximum of +3. And then once you Swallow, so basically, I have buff Swallow. If you've seen my other videos, you probably already know what the buff is. But Swallow is now a priority move that always heals you to full HP no matter what. So as long as you have 1 Stockpile boost, you're getting a priority full % healing move. It's really useful. Obviously, that does remove the Stockpile boost, but it's still really cool to have nonetheless. You can also use Spew Out, which is a good poison type move. After 1 Stockpile, it's 100% 100 base power, then it becomes 200 and 300, and it also lowers special defense by -4, which is a great trait. So that's really powerful. Then you have Amnesia and Acid Armor. So Amnesia gives you +2 defense, and special defense, excuse me. Amnesia gives you +2 special defense, while Acid Armor actually gives you +3 defense now. It's like Cotton Guard. I buffed it because it has pretty low distribution, and I thought it makes sense, and it's pretty cool and fun. So you can actually become extremely tanky with Acid Armor plus Amnesia plus Morning Sun, and just live every hit. So that's awesome. Excuse me. Shell Smash is kind of a meme. You do only have 30 base speed, but I did run the calcs. If you have a neutral speed nature, you hit 318 speed, which is equivalent to max speed. I think it's like, yeah, you outspeed base 95s after a Shell Smash with the neutral nature, which is, I mean, that's decent. Honestly, you could totally run that. You are very powerful after Shell Smash because of the Drought and Sweltering Sun boost. It's really strong. 115 base special attack is already great, but if you add on that 50% boost and you add on the instant Solar Beam, that's another thing I didn't cover yet, is you do have access to instant Solar Beam. That is only available after Nanu, however. It is a pretty late TM, but it's an awesome move nonetheless. Yeah, you can see the base 95s here. You will outspeed all those. So that's pretty cool, by 1 point. So that's cool. And if you have a plus speed nature, you actually become pretty damn quick. You will be hitting 30 at +2, 348, which is almost base 110. I believe that's like 109. Yeah. So you are speed tank with base 109 mons, and you're outspeeding base 108 and below. So yeah, Shell Smash. I would definitely consider Shell Smash if you have a plus speed nature. Otherwise, I wouldn't really bother with it. Similarly, you can use Rock Polish really well with Shell Smash. Rock Polish plus Rock Polish plus. Oh my God. It's a tongue twister. Rock Polish plus, there we go. Stuff like Inferno, which is inaccurate, or Fire Vortex, which is inaccurate, is pretty great. Inferno obviously is 70% accuracy, 130 base power, always burns, and then Fire Vortex is the same base power, but and it's 80% accuracy, and instead of burning, it traps the opponent and deals like residual damage for 6 turns, which is really powerful. Maybe I made it 12, I forget. It just doesn't matter. All right, it's a consistent amount of trapping turns. It's very strong, very good move. So that's awesome. You do have Eruption, which you could use on a Shell Smash set if they for some reason didn't damage you on that first turn. Kind of a niche little meme thing, but you know, it's worth considering. You know, I should honestly make V's Shell Smash give you like more speed for like the really slow mons. I should probably do that, because there's a lot of like really slow mons that get Shell Smash, obviously, because it's like a shell move. So I think that would help, because you can't run like Sturdy, or you can't run Stash or Sash. Oh my God, I'm speaking on my words really badly. You can't run Sash or anything, so I think this is totally balanced and fun. A little niche little option. I'll give it an extra +1 speed. I may as well just give it +2. Why not? Nah, +1. +2 is excessive as hell. That's just nice. So then, like for example, with Z Shell Smash, you'll be hitting with a neutral nature, with a neutral speed nature, you're hitting a lot better. You're hitting freaking 397. Yeah. So that's definitely something you can consider if you know for a fact you can get up the Shell Smash safely. Oh my God, I'm really messing up my words on the Shell Smash stuff. That's cool. I'm gonna implement that right now. If I could just go to the moves, please, and change this in game as well. Shell Smash. Sorry, I should not be doing this on video, but I don't care. Okay. I will implement that on the sheets, or in the. I'll change the move description after the video. That will take too much time to change, so. All right, we're good. Back on topic. And yeah, Rock Polish is good as well. Rock Polish is nice because it boosts your accuracy as well as the +2 speed, and that's a much earlier move, so you can run Rock Polish pretty early on, which is cool. Again, massive power with your Fire Stab, and then you have Power Gem, which is buffed. That is 90 base power and gives you a 25% chance to boost your special attack, which is nice. Just a solid stab move. That's something you're going to be happy to keep for most of the game if you want to run Rock Stab, because you can never relearn that until the end of the game. So that's always something you want to consider. Then you have coverage like Earth Power and Solar Beam. Not the greatest coverage. I did give it Sludge Bomb. I think that was the only coverage that makes sense on it. I considered Energy Bolt or Giga Drain, but it felt too weird. I need to have Solar Beam anyway, so he doesn't need it. Also, it's kind of more balanced that way anyways. You do get Scorching Sands before you get Earth Power, which is nice. Just a nice ground move for coverage. And then, of course, you get Clear Smog for like totems and stuff. Smog is nice. Smog is 40 base power and always poison, so that's a nice move to have for early game. Yeah, Yawn is nice for utility. I already covered Stockpile and Amnesia and all that stuff. Burn Up is cool. Burn Up will remove your fire typing if you want to run that. Burn Up is 140 base power and always burns, so it is very consistent and reliable. The only downside is, of course, you have to switch out after. Yeah, I mean, it's just a great mon. Really awesome changes here. I mean, of course, you can also run Iron Defense before you get Acid Armor. But acid armor is superior. Yeah, there's tons of strong stuff. I mean, Heat Wave, Fire Blast, Inferno, Eruption, all those moves are so strong. Overheat is a recoil move now. Blast Burn works like Overheat used to. It is one of the many new 150 base power moves that drops your special attack by 2. So Blast Burn is an incredible nuke on Magcargo for sure. Extremely powerful. So yeah, I mean, I think that's really about it. There's not too much else to cover. Very straightforward, but very, very great. Huge blow up, and I do love the funny namesake ability. There will be other Pokemon with this ability. For example, Mega Camera-Ups will have this ability, and then maybe a couple of legendaries and other stuff will get it. But I believe some of the only regular Pokemon that will get this ability are going to be Magcargo and Camera-Up. Because they have exposed magma on their body, I think it makes sense that the magma would be so hot that it would like make the water just evaporate. Also because they both have 4 times weaknesses to water, which is cool to be immune to now. So yeah, that's that. Honestly, I mean, yeah, I hope I really did cover the difference between Drought and Sweltering Sun and why Drought is super valuable. I mean, I really don't want to undersell how valuable that is. It's great to have Sun for your team. Even if you're not running a Sun team, it's still nice to have Sun for your team, if that makes sense. Like, you don't have to run Sun ability mons to have a Sun synergy team. For example, literally just clicking Weather Ball, teaching Weather Ball via TM to any of your mons gives them a fire type coverage move in the Sun. Solar Beam if they get it, which a lot of mons get, that don't really make sense, but they get it, or Solar Blade. I gave those to a lot of mons to make more synergy for Sun. It also weakens the power of water type moves for your whole team. So say, for example, you have mons that are weak to water, then you can run Drought. Say you're fighting a really strong water type trainer and you actually don't want your Magcargo to only have Sweltering Sun, then you can run Drought and you can actually support your teammates with Drought. So yeah, I hope I explained everything thoroughly and properly. Also, covers wise, you do have access to Natural Gift, which every special attacker for the most part has. Natural Gift is a 110 base power special move now, and it becomes any type in the game depending on what berry you give it. So that's awesome. You can run Yachi Berry, Natural Gift, or Chapel Berry, whatever you want to run, just to get whatever coverage move you need for that fight. Raspberry, whatever it is. That's all good shit. You also have Nature Power, which is cool. Nature Power under grassy terrain will give you Energy Ball, and also the terrains don't override your weather, so you can have a terrain at the same time. So you can get Moonblast, Psychic, Thunderbolt, or Energy Ball, all of which will be boosted by terrain besides Moonblast. So I would say Thunderbolt, Energy Ball, or Psychic are great options if you have a terrain setter on your team, either by the ability or by a TM. Of course, there is grassy terrain and grassy terrain and electric terrain TMs, so you can totally get Thunderbolt or Energy Ball very easily on your Magcargo. In that case, so that's always a nice thing to have by a TM. You can teach that, and then you can swap your movesets because these are TMs. You also have like dual screens for utility, which they got for some reason, so I figured why not keep it. Yeah, I think that's honestly about it. So I hope you enjoyed this one. I know I did. Magcargo is super cool, super underrated mon. I really like its design, and I'm really happy how powerful they are now. Very, very awesome, strong, cool mons. Of course, they still do have that 4 times weakness to ground. So it's not like it's extremely bad. It's not overpowered at all. Honestly, nothing really is an attack. Even if it seems like it is, it's probably not. There's so many ways you can get around stuff now. It's awesome. A lot of counterplay is available. So yeah. Yeah, I think that's about it. Before I talk any longer, I'll wrap it up here. If you enjoyed this and you're new here, consider subscribing. That would really help. If you watched this far, you probably should be subbed already, honestly. Join my Discord server. You can play my other hack in there while you wait for Sweltering Sun. You can see live updates. You can talk to me in there. Also, all I ask for in return is that you like the video and subscribe, and one more thing, comment. Commenting helps with the algorithm. So, if you saw this and you recommended and you enjoyed this, then why not let it get recommended to more people? Boost the algorithm a little bit more. That'd be very helpful. So I would appreciate that. And I'll be back with more. So thank you so much. I hope you enjoyed this. I know I did. Super awesome mon. And I'll be back. Bye.